Welcome. I have to come up to see who's here. Hi, Jillian. Welcome. Today is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. We are not doing a Mexican yoga class though. I'm going to come up. Hi, Terry and Barb. Welcome. So I know the delay that we have is not me to you, but you to me when you type in to me. I think that's where our delay is. So, welcome. Welcome. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Sherry. Cinco de Mayo. We're having a Spanish yoga class. Just kidding. So I'll give it a couple of more minutes. I wanted to get in the habit of announcing the date just so when the classes are left in our group, and if you wanted to go back and look at it, you can always go back to certain dates. So the scrolling down too, you can just do it that way. Scroll down and look at the videos. All right. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Dorothy. Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful morning. Yeah, that's what we should do. Sing. We should sing. We can sing like nobody's watching, right? Or hearing, except for me. So I hope you all are singing in your own homes. It really does, playing music really does help. That's why I'm doing the cardio dance class at 4 o'clock on Tuesdays. So please, I believe you're all invited. Actually, I think you've all been in that class. You're all invited to try it. I have, this would be our third cardio dance class. And we're going to keep going the way we are. It seems like at least another couple months before we can really be in person. So I would say through June, this is what we have. So embrace it. Let's try to just move into a new era. It is 9:30. I want to see who else joined. Hi, Robin. You made it. Yes, you did. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So, you know, the buzzword a couple months ago was, or a month ago, was our new normal. This is our normal now. So this may not go away. And especially, you know, for me, I'm able to connect with people not just in my immediate area, but around the country. So this has been worked out better than I would have anticipated. I was always so reluctant to do this, but it's fun. I hope you're all having fun over there. You keep coming back, so it's a good thing. So let's just go ahead and sit and breathe. Today I'd like us to do 3-part breath, right? So one hand on our belly, one hand on our heart or chest, and then our 3-part 3-part breathing might help make you cough, right? If you're breathing deeply, might make you not sneeze and not snore, but yawn. So I just wanted to take another close-up look. That is the tickle from breathing, I guess, for me. But so holding one hand here and one hand here, and what we do is we take a slow inhale as we feel the chest rise, the ribs expand, and the belly expand. And as we exhale, the belly comes in, the ribs sort of knit together, and the chest lowers. And we want to do this without lifting and lowering the shoulders, right? So let's first, before we actually get started with the breathing, roll our shoulders back and down, lengthen the spine, cinch in the waist gently. You can sit on a blanket that may help you to, or a pillow, help you to sit higher and help the spine to sit. Well, it definitely will help you to sit higher, right? But it will help the spine to perhaps be a little bit more lengthened and straight. Straight is an operative word though, because everybody's got different arches in their back, low back, upper back. But staying as tall as you can, cinching in the waist, shoulders back. Let's go ahead and try that breathing. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and then inhale, expand the chest, expand the ribs, expand the belly. Exhale, belly comes in, ribs knit together, chest lowers. No movement in our shoulders, right? Keep the shoulders back and down. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, belly comes in, ribs knit together, chest lowers, and then several more times on your own. And as with anything, if you're finding that you don't like that breath or it doesn't feel like you can get a deep breath or whatever, if it makes you uncomfortable, just go back to normal breathing. And trying that a few more times, you can change your hands, the position of your hands if you want, the other hand on your heart and your chest. Several more times with this breathing. And continue breathing however you'd like. I have a reading today from the language of letting go, Melody Beattie, and it's about letting go. It's titled Letting Go. Letting go is a spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical process, a sometimes mysterious metaphysical process of releasing to the universe that which we are clinging to so tightly. We let go of our grasp on people, outcomes, ideas, feelings, wants, needs, desires, everything. We let go of trying to control our progress. Yes, it's important to acknowledge and accept what we want and what we want to happen, but it's equally important to follow through by letting go. Letting go is the action part of faith. It is the behavior that gives the universe permission to send us what we're meant to have. Letting go means we acknowledge that hanging on so tightly isn't helping to solve the problem, change the person, or get the outcome we desire. It isn't helping us. In fact, we learn that hanging on often blocks us from getting what we want and need. Who are we to say that things aren't happening exactly as they need to happen? There's magic in letting go. Sometimes we get what we want sooner after we let go. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes the specific outcome we desire doesn't happen. something better does. Letting go sets us free and connects us to our source. Letting go creates the optimum environment for the best possible outcomes and solutions. Set the wheels in motion to work toward the best possible way. Let's go ahead and open our eyes and get some movement, right? And then we'll also, so rolling our shoulders, but we'll also lengthen our legs out. Feel free to remove the blanket or the pillow if you're sitting on the pillow or blanket. But let's just get the circulation going. Sometimes sitting cross-legged cuts that circulation off right in our hips or our legs. Shake it out, shake it out. Get it going. Let's point and flex. And then bringing the legs together, rolling the shoulders back. Feel free to have a slight bend in the knee or at least just soft knees. The legs are together, feet are together, toes pointing up. Let's take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Remember, check in on your core, your breath, your smile. Inhale, just getting the arms going. Good. We're going to bring our arms out to the side and reach and lengthen. Breathe. Keep reaching and lengthening. Check in on all those points of reference. See if you can tilt the pelvis a little more so you're not hanging out on the tailbone. Maybe the tailbone's down there a little, but mostly on our sit bones, reaching the arms wide. Good. And then lower. Let's bend our knees, hugging under our knees, scooping the belly back and curl back. Curling back from the lower spine. This time we are sort of more on the tailbone, but we don't want to put a lot of weight on the tailbone ever, right? So keep sort of that tripod. It's our sit bones and tailbone, but mostly on the tailbone or the fleshy part above mostly on the sit bones and the fleshy part above the sit bones. And then let's curl up, always breathing when we're holding a pose or a stretch. And the breathing, just sending the breath to any areas of tightness. Sometimes, we're going to do that again, actually. So let's sit tall on our sit bones, right? Nice straight spine. The tailbone is not down at all, if possible, right? And then hugging under here. So using our legs as sort of an anchor. And then scoop the belly in. Let's go ahead and roll the tailbone down now and curl back. So the curling comes from the lower part of our spine. Now, release and relax the shoulders down. Curling back. If your legs are back here, that's all right too, right? You can hug under, maybe get a little bit more of that counter stretch, pulling back, stretching through the back, through the spine, and then let's come up. Lengthening our legs out, rocking side to side, find those sit bones again. So now our legs are long, and now I would like you off the blanket if you can, because we're going to just take a point and a flex, and just really feel it all the way up to the hips. Keep going. Hi, Pat. Welcome. I'm going to have to bring my water close by. So we're pointing and flexing. And then let's go a little faster. And then holding here. Bringing the toes out to the side. Heels are together. And then come back. Let's do that again. Toes out, heels together. So it's working all the way up to the hips if you can turn them out and back. One more. Inhale, exhale, get into your own rhythm of breathing, even if it feels like we're doing a simple move, right? Let's take our left arm up and over, bring that left shoulder back, lengthen that whole side of the body, keeping both sit bones down, particularly making the effort that the left hip does not lift up, not too much weight on the right arm, and then switch sides. Good, take it here. And then pull the belly in. Let's flip our legs around to all fours. So go ahead and start with your cat and cow. And as we're going through the motions of our cat and cow, I really want you to picture the whole spine, all the vertebrae moving with your cat and cow. We're not rushing here. We want to sort of enjoy the journey. Check in on your hands, that they're just below your shoulders. Check in on your shoulders, that they're not hunching up around your ears, particularly when you're at the top of your cat or the top of your cow. Make that effort to roll your shoulders back away from your ears and have a nice long neck throughout the whole movement. But then sometimes our shoulders end up coming up at the top of our cow or the top of our cat, and we want them to roll back down towards our back hips. Keep that cat and cow going. Remember to take care of the wrists, press through the fingers, the knuckles. Be light on our hands and strong on our core. If at any point you need to give your wrists and your forearms a break, go ahead and come down onto your forearms, right? Because it's not just the wrists that are feeling tired here. It's just working the palm of the hand and the part of the forearm, right? So now in our all fours, let's go ahead and take one leg and lift and circle, working through the hip. So the knee stays bent. It's like we're circling with our knee, really. We're not bending and straightening the leg. And let's circle in the other direction. We're going 5 or 6 in each direction. Go as big as you can, but it doesn't, if you feel any discomfort, make it whatever circle or oval or whatever you need. Maybe it's a little smaller, and then we'll take it to the other side, circling. Knee stays bent. We're just lifting the knee and circling it. And then circle in the other direction, always tapping in how you're feeling inside and out. So the beauty of doing yoga in our own homes is that we don't get distracted by anyone else, right? Sometimes I've had students look around and think, oh my gosh, I should look like that. And that is very distracting because we want to work our yoga from the inside out. Let's go ahead and stretch back, reach our hips back, our arms forward. So meaning that it's not that we're supposed to look like that. It's how do we feel from the inside out. How do you feel when you're moving through a pose, when you're moving into a stretch? How does your body feel? Really connect with that. So we'll come back to all fours. Let's take our hips side to side. Remember, if your wrists are getting tired, your hands getting tired, you could press on your knuckles and your thumb, the base of your thumb, or you can come down onto your forearms. Let's all do that if you can. Come onto your forearms here. We're going to lengthen our right leg back and then cross that leg over and lower that leg down on the other side. Maybe the knee comes down and just breathe. So this is a subtle, gentle stretch through the hips. Check in on the core. So remember multiple ways we can engage our core. Maybe visualize that zipper from the pubic bone to the navel. Maybe visualize that corset from the hips to the waist to the ribs. And then let's pull the belly in a little tighter. Maybe it's just pulling the belly button in and back towards the spine. Lift that right leg up, place it back on our all fours, or 3.5 because we're on our forearms. Sometimes I think I'm so funny. Let's lift our left leg and cross over, and feel free to keep that leg straight but relax. The foot is actually on the floor. If you want to bend the knees, see if that affords you a nice little deeper stretch. And then check in on your core and your smile and your breath. So part of really working a pose from the inside out is just allowing yourself to follow your breath, to be in the moment, to be with your breath, to be with your physical body. And then let's lift and come back and press back. Stretching our fingers, and come to all fours. Good. So let's roll our toes under. We're coming to our first down dog, and I'd like you to play around in your down dog for a little bit. And when you're done, just come to a forward fold and then mountain pose. So let's do that. Down dog, pedaling our feet out, or maybe it's just bending one leg for a little bit, getting the back of the body stretch from the calf. When we bend and lift one heel, sometimes the other heel lowers closer to the earth, right? And you get a little more stretch all the way up the leg to the hip. Let the neck relax. Shoulders roll back away from the ears with a nice, so we have a nice long neck. And remember, if you need to go to forward fold and then to standing, just make your way there and we'll meet you there. We're all going to do that now. We're going to bend our knees. We're going to look towards the front of the mat and walk to a forward fold. And because we've been inverted for a little bit, we're going to roll up slowly, engaging the core. Remember, zipping as we stack the vertebrae in the back, zipping the front, stack the vertebrae, and finding our mountain. Nice. Nice. Feeling our poses from the inside out. Let's go ahead and rock forward and back on our feet. Check your shoulders, lift the heart, and then our feet are parallel. Let's hold here in our mountain. Feel free to close the eyes or focus on a drishti. Let's go ahead and picture our roots growing deep, growing wide. Let's get several more breaths in our mountain, feeling whatever movement is happening. Just let it go, let it be, and just observe. Bringing ourselves to the front of our mats. New yoga move. Moving towards the camera. So here, hands to heart center. Let's take 2 standing sun salutations. Remember to really observe the whole body working together, synchronizing together with the breath. Feeling our poses inside and out, top to bottom. Inhale, engage that core. Exhale, hands behind. Inhale and exhale. Let's take our hands to our shoulders, just fingertips if you can get them there. And then circle our shoulders here. So it's almost like we're drawing a circle with the elbow. Get that elbow as far back as you can. It's a good safe way to move our shoulders, circle our shoulders, having our hands gently placed here, our fingertips, if the fingertips are the only thing that get there. Or maybe they don't go there at all, right? It's okay. I want you to keep your hands tucked in and circle the elbows. Circle as far back as you can. Open up the heart here. Let's circle in the other direction. So again, big circles. Sometimes it's easier to go forward than it is to go back. So take your time with it. Like I said, pretty safe way to circle the shoulders. And then lower down. And sometimes that's a little challenging, even though it's a safer way. But it still can be tiring for our shoulders and getting different things moving that haven't really been moving. So we're standing tall here, hands to our thighs, and then let's take our shoulders up. Our hands can move up, and then our shoulders back and down. Lift the heart, bring the shoulders back and down, staying strong through the core. Lift the shoulders and press them back and down, right? So lifting, pressing back and down. We don't want to lift and then lower to the front. We're trying to work those muscles that get really stretched out and back from this kind of posture. We're trying to work on our posture here. These muscles get really tight. So lifting and pressing back. Feel the stretch. Lift the chin. Let's do 2 more just like that. Press back. Good. Holding here. Let's take our left arm up. Engaging the core. Press into both sets of roots. Try to make it one big wide root as we just come over towards the right. Bring that left shoulder back. Maybe when we bring the left shoulder back, we have to rise up a little. Use the core. Any movement here, use the core. And let's come back up. Bringing the left hand to our thigh, right arm up, and slide that left arm down, left hand down as we bring the right up and over. Maybe open up here. Keep breathing. And then coming back. Good. Reaching our arms out to the side. Hands behind the head. Pressing our head into our hands and getting maybe a little arch back. Just more the upper back than the lower. We're pressing into our roots. Knees are soft. And that helps to support the back. Zip up the core. And then just bring the shoulders back. So our hands are on this knobby part of our head, not on our neck or high on our head. So maybe it's just our fingertips that go back there. What I'd like you to do is try to open up through the heart, bringing the elbows back further, but resting your head on your hands. No straining in the neck here. Pulling the belly in, zipping all the way up, and then lowering down. Good. Rolling our shoulders. And let's take a sun salutation. Remember to pull the core tighter as we fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Nice. Let's take our right leg. So let's just do this. I'm not going to say anymore. We're going to take our right leg and circle. It's again like circling with the knee. We'll go one more in this direction and then reverse the direction. Checking in on your core and your breathing. Smiling. If that foot comes down, that's okay. Let's take it to the other side, circling the hip. Circle in the other direction. Three or four. Then holding here. Good. Let's roll our right foot forward. Gently getting a stretch through the top of the foot, the shin. Let's take our left leg forward. Check in on the rest of the body. Poses from the inside out, which mostly means you're doing what is right for your body, what feels good for you. So maybe after a few of these stretches from the top of the foot, maybe you can stretch a little further. Maybe it feels better, maybe not. Maybe this is not something that is for you. Okay, rocking forward and back, readjust those feet. Finding our mountain, let's lift all 10 toes as we rise up and press our roots deep. Toes are separating now, spread those toes. Let's go ahead and lower one toe at a time on each side. So mirror image, right? Pinky moving our way up and big toe down. I bet some of you can do that. Let's lift all 10 toes again. Separate all 10 toes and then lower one at a time. Good. Rocking forward and back once again. This time coming a little higher on the ball of the foot, the press through the big toe. And then not too much rocking, right? We want to be careful we don't rock and end up going too far back, right? So this takes a lot more balance than we would expect. So now, keeping that posture, let's circle our hips. It's a very small move. Circle, let's go 3 times. So we're keeping tethered from the ceiling. And then 3 times in the other direction. So it's not a big move where we're letting our head come forward, right? It's just small hip movement. Good. Let's separate our feet and then circle our hips. A little bigger, but we're still paying attention to that plumb line, right? Keeping our head lifted. And then circle in the other direction. And side to side. Good. So we're going to just take and swing the arms. This little massage for our adrenal glands here. So let the hand, if you can, the arms be loose, and let that hand just sort of hit somewhere along the spine where the adrenal glands are, where the kidneys are, maybe high, maybe low. Try not to force it. Just loose. And then we're going to just lift the heel as we turn away from it, and then lift. And get a little bit of movement, letting that centrifugal force do what you can. Let's hold here. Let's bring our heel toe together. Good. Nice and tall, mountain pose. This time, if you can, I'd like you to bring both big toes together and both heels together, pressing our roots deep, pressing them wide. Visualize the roots growing deep, growing wide, wider than our feet, wider than our mats, wider than the whole floor, right? So the roots are much wider than we are tall, much deeper than we are tall, giving us stability. Then let's take a little mini chair here. So sitting back, reaching our arms forward, and then come back up. Keep the knees and feet together, sitting back and come back up. So we're keeping a straight spine, sitting back, and then come back up. Knees stay right where they are, so we're sticking the buttocks back and come back up. So it's not bringing the knees forward. I don't want you to feel this necessarily in the calves. I don't want the heels to come up. I want your hips to be back. So it's not a big move. We're not going all the way down. It's just a little bit. Keep pressing into the roots. Come all the way up. Lengthen. Let's go 2 more. 1 more. Good. So taking ourselves to that mini chair. Stepping back with the right leg. Everything is still lined up. Now I'd like you to put the left foot down. Adjusting the hips towards the front of the mat. So we're looking for Warrior 1. Inhale here and lengthen. Warrior 1 requires a lot of balance. We don't want this foot way back here, the right foot to be behind the left foot. We want that we start out with everything in alignment. Toes, knees, hips, shoulders, and then let's just place that left foot down. If this doesn't feel comfortable, we can always adjust our feet, right? And then open up here. Our poses come from our feet, and then we grow our roots and we rise up. Strong core. Make any adjustments that you need. Hips towards the front of the room, front of your mat. Breathe. Hands to heart center. Good. Inhale. Exhale behind. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, both arms up, shoulders down. Let's take our right hand down, right next to our hip, and we'll take ourselves over a little. We're getting our balance work, okay? So just press those roots deep. Sometimes pressing on the baby toes, sometimes pressing on the ball of the foot or the knuckle just under the big toe, pressing through both heels. Pull the belly in, zipping up tall, both arms up. Bringing the left hand down, reaching the fingers towards the floor and taking ourselves to the side. Check your feet, grow those roots. Breathe, smile. Pull the belly in, zipper to come back up. Both arms up and lower down. Rolling the shoulders, let's step forward. Mountain. Bringing our feet and knees together. Little mini chair. Step back with the left leg. First, hips, knees, and feet stay forward. Shoulders as well. Now let's just lower that left heel in a little bit. Turning, adjusting our hips towards the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, adjusting the feet. We want the heels to stay down. We want both sides of the forefoot to stay down. Zip the core, shoulders down. Breathe. Hands to heart center. Good. Let's take a little twist here. Twisting from the waist. Take a little twist in the other direction. Coming back to the center. Hold. Inhale here. Let's take the left hand down. Maybe it positions right on your left thigh, and we'll take ourselves over. Lengthen. See if we can get that right shoulder back. See if you can tighten that corset. Maybe a little cinch more. And then to come back to the center, we're going to zip. Use those core muscles. Both arms up. Other hand down. Take it to the other side. Check into your roots. Keep pressing into our roots, the root chakra as well, right? The base of the tailbone as we rise up. Right fingers into the earth. Let's take that zipper, zipping up, both arms up. Hands to heart center. Good. And let's go ahead and step forward, finding our mountain. Whew. So let's take our mini chair, stepping back to warrior one. Inhale here. So warrior one, we're going back to some of our lovely balance poses. I know some of you really love these. Some of you love to hate them. It's a love-hate thing, but usually it's a love thing, right? So pressing into our roots. We're going to shift ourselves to warrior three. So we're going to press and shift our center of gravity right through this left leg and foot. So let's bring our hands down and then shifting up on the back toes, straight in this front leg, straight in the back, reaching forward and as parallel to the ceiling and floor as you can. Maybe those back toes just lightly touch down, keeping strong through the core, keeping a focal point. Feel free to have something close by. Maybe one finger is on it, maybe more. Maybe it's just there to give you confidence. Sometimes that's all we need. And then let's come down to our mountain. Little chair. We're going to step back. Left foot, lower that heel. Good. Finding our warrior one. And then let's move to our warrior three. Straighten that right leg, press into those right roots. And coming back. All right. So we're adding on. We're going to do our warrior one to warrior three. And then from warrior three, we'll bring our knee up. And then we'll play around here for a little bit. So if you'd like to just go right to knee up, it's your body. It's your yoga. So feet are parallel. Little mini chair. Stepping back, warrior one. Good. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, shifting forward, warrior three. One full breath here. When you're ready, bringing our knee forward, shoulders down, press into that left leg and foot. Check your core. And then let's play around here. So hands to heart center. We're going to bring our leg out. Bring our leg in. Do it again. Bring it in. Good. This time reaching our arms out to the side. Holding here. We're going to look to the right. We're going to look to the left. Come back to the center. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. And mountain pose. So if you found yourself moving, you're doing it right, right? There's no way we balance and we're straight, strong as a rat. And if we are, that means you want to add that challenge so that those balance muscles get stronger. So let's take it to the other side. Little mini chair. Step back left. Lower that foot, hips and shoulders towards the front. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior three when you're ready. Inhale slowly, deeply. Exhale. Inhale, bringing that knee forward. No worries if it stepped down in between, holding here, hands to heart center. Bringing it out to the side, feeling your poses from the inside out, just picturing that wonderful balance. Let's do that again. Knee comes out. Keep pressing through that right leg and foot. Coming back. Good. Bring arms out to the side, looking to the left, looking to the right. Coming back to the center, hands here. Inhale. Exhale. Lower down. Ooh, nice. Rolling our shoulders. Nice and tall. Let's find our mountain pose. How do those legs and feet feel? If those muscles got fatigued, you're doing it right. We're going to lift our right leg just so our big toe is sort of placed on the mat, and just circle the knee and circle in the other direction. We'll take it to the other side, circling 3 times, circling the other direction. Even here, check in, core breathing, good. Readjust those feet forward and back. Sun salutation. So I'd like us to roll down to a forward fold. Actually, what we did last night was we crossed one leg over before we rolled down, and that's what I'd like us to do. So let's cross the right leg over. Already, we might be feeling a little different of a stretch, but I want you to try to keep those feet flat, both sides of the forefoot, both sides of the heel, maybe pulling up through the arches and relaxing the toes. And then let's roll down. So we're zipping chin to chest, rolling down. Keep pressing into our roots, keep pulling the belly in, and then just melting over our legs. Let the head and neck relax. Knees as bent as you need them to be, even as they're crossed over. And if you'd like to change this position, feel free. If you want the feet back, but remember to use your core. Initiate any move from your core before you move. Let's roll back up. Shoulders back. Take it back to our mountain. Readjust. And then crossing the left over the right. Pressing both feet. So remember, our knees are not locked here. And in fact, they can be as bent as you want them to be once we get lower, right? So our knees are bent already. Let's go ahead and roll down, chin to chest. Keep zipping, right? Because the zipper is only unrolling as one vertebrae rolls over at a time. The zipper is only unzipping, I should say. And let's go ahead and come down. Toes are relaxed. If you need to bend the knees more here, go ahead and do that. And just breathe into any tightness. Just melt over those legs. Don't forget to smile, right? Send those endorphins to your brain. And then pulling the belly in. Now the zipper only zips for each bone. Visualize it. Stacking the vertebrae. And then lining up our feet. Good. Let's take an inhale, forward fold. Let's go ahead and relax and melt over our legs here. Relax the neck, knees are bent, press into our roots. And then taking our hands down to the mat, we'll step back to a plank and then to our knees and then to child's pose or puppy. And breathe. Beautiful practice so far. You know me though, I lose track of time, so I have to, wow, okay, we are doing great. Let's go ahead and have a seat. I think I had you guys working more than I had intended. So here we are seated, rolling side to side. Let's take our right ankle over our left thigh, not on our knee, left knee stays bent. This is where sometimes we massage our feet, which I hope I instructed the spouses to massage each other's feet, so I hope that you've been doing that every day for each other. So taking our hands behind just a little bit, and then slide this leg up for our pigeon, sitting pigeon. And breathe, lengthening the spine, right? So we don't want our shoulders up. We don't want to sink and round the spine. We want to lift our heart, shoulders back, and lengthen the spine. So again, we're not on the tailbone, but more the sits bones. And then lowering down, we'll take it to the other side. Hold here. Massage that foot a tiny bit. And then let's slide back. And then lowering down. Good. So we'll scooch towards the end of our mat and then roll down. Help yourself. Take your time. Walking our feet back. And then arms out to the side. So we're going to take our left knee, left leg, and cross it over. The thighs are together. And taking both knees over to the left, stay strong, stay zipped, shoulders stay down, and just release here. Feel free to adjust the feet. Let's zip and bring our legs over to the other side, still crossing in the same direction. Still left leg over the right. Relaxing the shoulders to the mat. Pulling the belly in, come back to the center, uncrossing, adjusting the hips, and then cross over the right, over the left, and let's take both knees over to the right and just observe how this side feels compared to your other side. No judgment. Breathing into any tight areas. Zipping the core to bring your knees over to the other side. Using the core and having a strong core is really the basis for all other movement. Pulling the belly in, come back to the center, both feet flat, and lengthen the legs. We're going for our full body yawn, reaching in opposite directions for 3 breaths, lengthening the body. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. And then sliding our feet back. Let's bring our arms out to the side. So our palms are facing up. However, we're going into a bridge. So if you feel better with your hands down by your side, go ahead and do that. But if you can, bring your arms out to the side, press the shoulders gently into the mat, walk our feet back further, feet and knees together, and lift the hips. lengthen the thighs. Sometimes it's an effort keeping the knees together, zipping the thighs together. Sometimes it's an effort. However, you want to make sure your feet are just below your knees, because if the feet are not below the knees, we're making a little more, we're giving ourselves more challenge than we need to. This is straining us more than we need to. Make sure the shoulders are taking the weight, the neck is not taking the weight. Feel free to walk your feet back and lift your hips higher if you can. So if the knees and heels are lined up together, then you have a lot more structure, a lot more rooting, stability. Sending the hips up, breathing. So in our bridge, feel free to come down anytime you want, but in our bridge, we're lifting the chest as well, but we do want a space between our chin and our chest. Not so much that we're pressing into our head. Our shoulders are still taking the weight. Feel free to come out of this nice and slowly anytime you need to. We're going to press our shoulders into the floor, into the mat, and then bring our arms up. Then if you can, maintaining the bridge, we're going to bring our arms over. Then bring our arms back up and then down. Okay? Shoulders stay down the whole time. Bringing our hands up, arms up, shoulders stay down. Let's lower our hands to the mat. Rolling down, hugging our legs in, rocking side to side, and then holding the legs center, and let's take the head side to side. Let's bring our arms out to the side. We're going to bring our knees over to the left. Keeping our shoulders on the floor, just relax your knees down somewhere, adjusting, maybe the legs a little longer, and just breathe and let it go. Zipping the core, bringing the knees to the other side. Keeping the core engaged, maybe not as much as we did bringing it over, but still keeping the core engaged here, keeping the shoulders down. Relax through the neck and shoulders. And then zipping the core, bring the knees up, lowering the feet. And let's take one more full body stretch. It's beautiful front of the body stretch. And then preparing for Shavasana. Remember, there's always that last twist if you want it. That last pose if you need it. How do you feel inside? Did you get everything you needed out of this yoga class? If there's one little thing hanging, go ahead and go for it. And then prepare for your Shavasana. As you prepare for Shavasana, you're breathing deeply and slowly, allowing yourself to melt into the mat, melt into the earth. Allowing your breath to cleanse you from the inside out, just exhaling any toxins, any tightness. Let it all go. Letting go is a spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical process, a sometimes mysterious metaphysical process of releasing to the universe. It's important to acknowledge and accept what we want and what we want to happen. But it's equally important to follow through by letting go. Letting go is the action part of faith. It is a behavior that gives the universe permission to send us what we're meant to have. And if you'd like to come out of your Shavasana and make your way to seated, please join me in a seated pose. If you'd like to stay in your Shavasana, that is also fine. Do what's right for your yoga. How are you feeling from the inside out? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in our thoughts, peace in our words, peace in our heart. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. I will see you next week, or maybe I'll see you later or tomorrow. Have a great day.